Good afternoon. Today I just want to give the nation an update from our last press conference that we held at the Prime Minister's office on Friday, 14th of August. So today we want to give an update of all of the activities that happened from last Friday to this morning. So I will go through them starting with, let's start first with Region 10. So I reported on last Friday that Region 10, the supply of power, which is BOSAI, only provides 14 megawatts to the grid. And we have seen the demand move to 15.1 megawatt. So we were shorting a little over a megawatt of power. So let me say a few things that happened from then. So after the press conference, I met with a number of sawmillers. There's record of 35 of them operating in Linden. We've met with them and we've explained to the folks there that the peak happens 2 times per day. It happens between 1 to 3 p.m. and in the evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So there's 2 peaks in Linden, meaning that the power spikes, the power demand spikes at its highest during those 2 hours of the day. So what we said to them, during this period between August, September, October into November, when it's going to be hot and we don't have the power, at least in the interim, that they operate from 10 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next day. So they have at least 13 hours of operation. They could use how much of that they want. At that point, the grid is around 9 megawatts. But when the hotness of the day and everybody put on their appliances and all of the businesses are open and every commercial activity is ongoing, the demand swing from 9 to about 14 and a half megawatts. And it peaked one night at 15.1 megawatts. So what are we doing? So this morning or so, the president met with the sawmillers, with myself and Minister Singh, to hear some of the concerns and to tell them what is the update on the situation. So yesterday we put out a statement from the Linden Electricity Company Incorporated, LECI, that manages the power utility in Linden. We put out a statement yesterday to say the causes of the increase in demand is because of more economic activity, hotter weather, more persons using more equipment in their household and their businesses, and that the accumulation of that has carried up the demand. So we need about 3 megawatts more of power in Linden. So this morning at 10, the head of the Hinterland Electrification Company Incorporated, we call it HECI, Mr. Horace Williams, met with the general management of BOSAI, and they have agreed to put in the 3 megawatts of power. But at this point, they only have 1 engine that they have procured, that they are certain of. That engine will be available to them sometime Wednesday for 1.5 megawatts. They have to confirm the timing of the other engine, the other 1.5 megawatt, to make up 3 megawatts to be installed in BOSAI facility to add to the grid. We have not stopped there. We have checked everywhere that we believe that we can get additional power from. So we have been talking to the mining community. We've spoken to a number of them, Rusal and a whole others. We have also spoke to GMI, which is the manganese company in Port 𝐻𝐾𝐇, and they have 5 megawatts of engine that they are not using. Each one of them carry 1 megawatt. There's 5 engines. So we are in the process right now as we speak to transport those engines, 3 of them, to Linden. Those have to be set on a base so that it doesn't vibrate and cause damage. We have to construct that base and place those engines in Linden. So there will be another 3 megawatts coming from Port 𝐻𝐾𝐇. They've also had a number of other interests. especially from Bovista. There are some of the players in the power sector there has said to us that they have about another 3 megawatts of engine. But these engines require a transformer, so they are currently sourcing that transformer, and they will let us know when they get that, and those engines will be available for us here in Guyana. So that is it on Region 10. In Region 2, we have to put in some more power, although we have enough generation. When the engines strip, we get outages in Region 2. And we want to put some extra power there, so we might use 2 megawatts of that very power that is coming from Region 1 to put them in Region 2, so we could take down some of the Caterpillar sets that have been running beyond their overhaul limit. So we can bring them down to change out their main component parts and do overhaul. So we are also put out a tender, and the tender is closed and it is in its final stage of evaluation for 8 megawatts for Region 2, because of these very same small Caterpillar sets that we have there that are running beyond their normal hours for overhaul. So that is in its final stages. We'll have to take that for approval at Cabinet. Region 3, I said the last time that Region 3 is the peak demand now moved from 26 megawatts to about 41 megawatts. And the cable across the river is taxed. It's supposed to be carrying a safe limit of about 7 to 8 megawatts of power. It is actually transmitted 15 megawatts a few days back, and that put the cable at risk, because if that cable fries, we'll have problems in Region 3, because the power is transmitted from Region 4 through that cable to Region 3. So we said that we'll put another cable from Princess Street substation running on the floor of the Demerara River to Reading Hoop substation, which is at the head of Reading Hoop there. That project, the contractors mobilized over the weekend, and we'll start laying the cable on the Demerara River by tomorrow. So work will commence there. In Region 4, Sunday we had an outage from 6 in the morning till about 3-4 in the afternoon. We had a major enhancement and upgrade to the substation at New Georgetown, which is near where the Eagle is, and that is the substation that receives 70 megawatts from the power ship. We had to do a lot of electrical changeover, switch gear, panels, a whole host of works they had to do there with the transmission line, and that work was completed on Sunday. So that there's an extra 5 megawatts that will come by the end of August from the steam operation on the power ship. They will be ready to deliver that extra 5 megawatts into the grid. Currently, they're already putting 70 megawatts. There's only 5 more megawatts from that power ship that can come into the grid. Further in Region 4, last press conference, we said that on the east bank from Garden of Eden to Tumeri and to the Suzdijk-Linden Highway, Linden-Suzdijk Highway, there's only one transmission line, and it's taxed. It's reached its thermal limit, and the peak is making the transmission line trip. We have awarded a contract to contractor Ramatar and Sons, and he has started work. He's already started transporting the materials, and by Wednesday we should see pole planting happening, right, Hamlet? Yes. So by Wednesday we're going to start, and we are building that transmission line in phases. From Garden of Eden, as we build, we will drop off the power. As we build, we'll drop off the power. So it'll be a phase approach to that transmission line, which goes to Timeri. It goes, and then it cuts off at Suzdijk, the Suzdijk, Linden-Suzdijk Highway, and it goes up all the way, right? So that transmission line, the work has started on that. On the general generation of the grid, power generation on the grid, last Friday I said we were at 256.3 megawatts. That was our operating capacity, and I promised that by Monday we'll have another major generation set online for 9.3 megawatts at Garden of Eden. Just want to report back that That set was made online as of 2:30 this afternoon and is generating 9.3 megawatts, which has now brought our total available generation to 266.3 megawatts. So we have now moved from 256 to 266. Right? That puts us with a reserve on the grid about 26 megawatts, because the peak right now is around 240. It's averaged out to 240, and the reason for that, the last time it was 242.6, now it's around 240, because one of the things we said we will do as intervention as government is start taking off lights and ACs from government buildings and so on. So that has already started, and we are seeing reduction in demand. We said that we will go to the community where the lights are on all the time and nobody is in the grounds. They have about in excess of 88 of those. We've taken off those lights, and we said that if the community needs it, we'll put it on back. But it can't be there running and using up energy that is critically needed, and nobody's playing in the community, in those major community grounds. So we have also taken off those. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to update everyone about where we are with the power in the country. Now, just the final thought in Region 6. Last Friday we reported that we had some voltage fluctuation up there in the middle of the transmission line, because we get power from two places. We get coming from the power ship, 36 megawatt power ship in Everton and Canefield, and it takes the power up, and we also get from Scanlon Energy Incorporated that brings power down. In the middle somewhere there was some voltage fluctuation. We said that we will carry up 2.2 megawatts of engines, and we will install them in the middle, somewhere in the middle, to carry up the voltage so that the water plants and all of the other things them can operate with stable power. That has been done, and from everything that I'm told and what was reported back to me, that the power plant, the voltage is relatively stable. All of the water plants and treatment plants are still operating. So I think in Region 6 we have addressed the issue of the stability of the voltage. Right? So that brings me to the end of the update. We'll continue if anything else becomes significant to us as we go along. We will update you. But I think that from Friday to now, on multiple different fronts, we have done a lot of work to address some of the issues that we face as of Friday. Thank you very much.